All right, I'm back. These are also full hookups up on the side of this hill. It looks like everybody's pulled out already. Checkout is at 11 a.m., so it's almost 10 now. So we've only got a couple of units left. We were in this unit right here. Show you. We were in this in our Starcraft camper one time. And I'm not kidding you. The winds came up that night. Calvin was small. He was probably 10 years old. And it actually thought it may tip over. I mean, we rode it out, but yeah, that was a wild experience. Here's a Geo Pro. Those are pretty nice. That back there is like an amphitheater. Yeah. I guess they have plays and stuff back there still. Here's an old boy. He looks like he's loading up. What's he in? He's in an Echo. What is that, a Class C? Yeah, a little short Class C. Got room for his electric bike in there. See his bike in the back? Yeah, that's pretty nice. Don't have to tow anything. There you go, Poodle Professor. Right there for you and Jupe. I know there's a trail up there, top of that mountain. Here's that Interpretive Center. We went there last night and they put on a class. I did a video on it. I didn't talk during the video, of course, but that's the Interpretive Center. They did a video on how to make Adobe bricks, and we, Sonny and Remy and Calvin, all made their own Adobe bricks that they got. They'll pick them up today after they dry. It was a very interesting class. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Yeah, I sort of picked a bad time to show you the RVs, guys, because it's just about everybody's checked out. Should have driven around last night. Well, you get to see what the RV park looks like anyway. Back into the sun again. This that's a little pavilion down here. Not a pavilion, but just where you can have meetings and stuff under those big old nice trees. Isn't that nice? Camp, group picnic area. It says it's a fee area, so, and it's handicapped accessible. It's got its own bathrooms right here. It's pretty nice. Whoops. Can't go this way, geezer. I'm sure this video work is outstanding on this video. Now that I don't back into anything. They're probably back at the room now wondering why I'm late. Okay. It's a pretty park. It's one of the most popular in Texas. Believe may rank like, I know it's behind Garner. I think Garner is number 1. What is that? That's a Wildwood. You know, we had a Wildwood fifth wheel once, an old one. We bought it used, and that was an excellent trailer. We used that for years. Took it to Arizona, Colorado. I put it up at the Cherokee Ranch and left it there, built a fence around it so we'd have a place to stay when we went up there. It was up there for several years. Had to build a fence around it because the cattle would come and tear it up. They'd lean against them and put dents in them. That's a nice little unit. But yeah, that Wildwood, that was a very good RV. It had a slide on it and it was manual. You would crank it in and out, never a problem with it. I would take grease, a grease gun, like graphite grease, and I would grease the worm gear ever so often, and I could crank that slide in with one hand. It was so easy. Never had a motor to go out, and it made it a lot lighter. And when Calvin and his friends were at Tarleton State, it wasn't that far from Cherokee. They went down there a lot and went deer hunting, stayed in that trailer. I should have just hung on to it because it was paid for. I could have still been living in that. But I would have had to have a 3/4 ton truck to pull it. I had a 3/4 ton 2001 Chevy with a 6.0 liter engine, which was a very good engine. Why I get rid of all my good stuff, I don't know. What is that? The grass is always greener on the other side of the fence. I'm sorry about that ticket right in the way half the time. Okay, guys, that's pretty much the RV park. It's pretty scarce on the RVs. So we'll go ahead and shut this down. I'm going to ride back up, see if they're back yet. So we'll be talking to you later. More to come. Believe it or not, look at those skies. Believe it or not, we're supposed to get rains out here at 2 o'clock this afternoon. We'll see. Talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.